I'm Savvy Mike, and this is Savvy Reviews. And well, JJK Season 3 Part 1, or Culling Games Part 1, has officially ended. We've gotten all 12 episodes, and my suspicion was indeed right. This was just a season full of setup, dragged out just to set everything up. All the cool shit I guess we're gonna see in the next season, Part 2 of the Culling Games. It's kind of crazy. This season was a Part 1 that in its episodes had a whole bunch of Part 1s and 2s. it was like, what are we doing here? But regardless of it, I want to give you my review of the last 3 episodes, because I didn't review those. So this is going to be my review of those 3, and then I'm going to give you my overall thoughts and opinion on the season 3 of JJK, at least officially with it being over. And I do indeed have thoughts, but first I have to get into the episode where Megami basically fights Reggie and his cronies, and the guy feels like plopped right out of My Hero Academia pops up and cooks niggas. Look, he was cooking the little guy with the bomb tooth. He was hard to deal with, clearly. And Megami and Reggie duked it out for an episode and a half. And while I enjoyed the fight, I enjoyed seeing Megami's domain expansion, seeing him be kind of drained to his limits and what he has to do in order to win a fight like that against a powerful sorcerer like Reggie. You know, even though he's using receipts, them receipts do damage. I'm not gonna lie, some receipts for sure. And so while I enjoyed it, I think my main issue with it all is, while I understand why the episode with Yuji fighting the lawyer guy, I forget his name, but fighting him, I understand why that was two episodes in its entirety, really, because, you know, that made a bit more sense and it fit into it all, and it kind of worked better. The fight was cooler, it was more fun to watch, and then it with the morals that were playing into it all and how it climaxed, that was way more fun to watch than Megami fight Receipt Man and his cronies. It just was. So it makes me think that, you know, certain fights are getting dragged out because they needed to, you know, make this a 12 episode season. On top of that, it not really having much focus at all. Like, we really jumped from what Yuji was going through to what Megami was going through to, in the last episode, what Yuta was doing. And I get it all culminates at a certain point, but unfortunately the season's over, so we're not going to see all that culmination, all that shit that we just watched for a whole 12 episodes. We're not going to see it really play out until the next season. Like, that's kind of crazy. You do some peak craziness with the Maki episode, and then she just does not pop back up for the rest of the season. I get probably for reasons why, but what are we doing? Even this guy up here, the guy in the blue hair guy, he popped up cliffhanger at the end of the episode, mentioned Yuji and Sukuna. Never saw this nigga again. What was the point? You know what I mean? I think JJK's main issue, while the fights are cool to watch and they're fun to watch, one, it's a little too dense. It's too much being explained. Gege and who created this would have benefited for simplifying this a bit more, because it's just, the power scaling is weird. You know Yuta is stronger than mostly all of these characters other than Gojo, but, you know, how strong is Megami really? Like, is he that strong or is he not? I don't know. Usually, like, you know, it's just, what's the real scaling to these powers? Like, how come Receipt Man was damn near cooking Megami for most of that fight? How? Like, I find it hard to believe that a nigga dishing out receipts is handling Megami like that after seeing what Megami could do in the last 2 seasons. It's like I get they're powerful. I get, for some reason, you know, you're gonna explain why, and they explain why the Receipt Man is powerful. I call him Reggie is powerful. Reggie Sama, whatever his name is. Like, I get it, but what's the point in introducing a character like this if he's just gonna eventually be cooked by the end of it? It was like, what are we doing here? We're wasting time. That fight should have just been an episode, and we should have moved on. In the last 2 episodes, could at least focused up on the end goals of everything that was happening. But unfortunately, this season was literally here to kind of, I feel like, drag this out. So, because if we get to the end too quickly, it's not going to be satisfying. I get why they're trying to add all this filler into it, really, but at the same time, most of the world knows the end of this damn story. So what's the point in dragging this out? Like, whole season, 12 episodes, no Gojo. And then my problem with that is your most popular character, no Sukuna, most popular character. Like, I get these guys are too powerful, and if they show up, it's over with. It ain't my fault. This is the power scaling. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. All I want to do is be entertained, not introduced to new characters that are just going to be, honestly, cannon fodder by the end of this. Because, yeah, cool. It's cool to meet Lawyer Man and Receipt Guy and all these new guys. Guy with the fucking cannon in his hair. Cockroach Guy. Cool to meet all of them. At the end of the day, none of these niggas are going to be able to do anything about Sukuna. So let's get to the point of what we should be doing, which is trying to figure out a way to release Gojo by getting this angel lady to appear. And she appeared up by the end of it because Megumi, I guess, did a good deed. So she popped up and saved him, which was pretty cool to see. But that was the only time we saw her. And we're not going to be able to see her until, a year from now, I guess? I don't know. But it was a dud of a season, if you ask me. While it was fun to watch, I had a lot of fun watching the last episode. But if you ask me, episode 4 and the last episode are the 2 best episodes in this season. The rest just feel like filler. Oh, my honest opinion. You do all the setup in the first 4 episodes. You tell us what's going on, Culling Games, what's happening, what needs to be done, blah, blah, blah. Everybody gets their objectives. And as they go to complete these objectives, it just gets drawn out. Everything takes entirely too long. Them meeting the guy that had the fight club, that was two episodes damn near to deal with that. For what? Just to get this guy to go, yeah, I'm gonna join you. Like, I think JJK, the issue is it has the problem of now killing off a lot of main characters that we love and enjoyed in the past 2 seasons. And instead of really focusing on the characters that are still here, the Yuji, the Megumi, and the Yuta, and how they're going to deal with this situation, instead of putting our main focus in there, it's too busy plopping all these new guys into this situation, new characters to care about that are really red shirts. They're really just cannon fodder. I guess to show off how creative the creative team is by coming up with these new sorcerers, I guess. But at the end of the day, it's no central focus. And the more I talk about this, the more I really think it's unfortunately mid. I don't like a lot of setup, especially when it's being done on purpose, because I know where this is going and I know how it gets there in a sense. Not everything, but I know in a sense what happens. So it's just kind of like we're doing all this just to get that, like just to get that. Like, it'd be different if the ending, as we know, it was a bit more fulfilling. But we're doing all this shit just to get that. I don't know. I said fun. Look, Yuta scene, I was thoroughly entertained. And I'm like, it'd been cool to live with some of these characters for a few more episodes, but nope. They're just here to get bodied by Yuta, and he get they points off of him, and now he top guy in the Culling Games with the most points. It is what it is. Hopefully next season is a bit more consistent. A lot less filler and a lot more poignant episodes that are more enjoyable to watch, and it's not a bunch of setup. And it's not a bunch of introducing new characters. Okay, the pawns are laid. The chessboard is made. You sacrificed a whole season, 12 episodes. Wasted most people's time. Because in my opinion, this season could have been condensed into 8 episodes. I promise you. If it wasn't for all the filler they were throwing in, this could have been condensed to 8 episodes. Introducing the characters, how they introduced them. Doing the fights, how they did them. This could have been 8 episodes. But no, it was 12. 12 episodes of setup for another season. Now, setup could be good. Setup could be Infinity War. Or It could be JJK Culling Games Part 1. It could be fire, peak, or it could be mid with some fire in it. So yeah, and some peak. High Mikey episode, still the best episode of the season, and that was 8 episodes ago. And while I enjoyed most of the stuff that was happening, the more and more it went on, the more and more I realized we're never going to really get to the, I'm not asking to get to the point, but like move the plot forward. This isn't, a lot of the things that are happening while rules are being changed and things are happening for them to win, I guess, it don't feel like it's moving the plot forward. It feels like we're just here to drag this out for a whole season. So, you know, we can still at least capitalize off the JJK hype while we can, because after this, it's done. It's a wrap. So, yeah. So for that, I give it mid, unfortunately. A few good episodes sprinkled in there. Like I said, I enjoyed the fight that Yuji had with the lawyer. That was cool. I like his character. I like the last episode with Yuta fighting the 3 sorcerers. It felt like a battle royale, which is what I thought I would be getting for the whole season when you introduced this concept of the Culling games. Thinking, oh, it's going to be like battle royale style type fighting between the sorcerers. And it wasn't really that at all. Especially for the first few episodes. For the first, I want to say 6 episodes. By the time Yuji started fighting the lawyer and Megami started fighting Reggie and Yuta, that's when we finally kick into the Culling games, I guess. But that took about 6-7 episodes. So be it, I guess. I don't know. But hey, we'll see. Like I said, we'll see. For me, overall though, I will have to give this season mid. I'll go a 2.5 out of 5 salads for season 3 of JJK. While it's a lot of enjoyable things about it in there, still can't help but have the gripes I have about all the exposition dumping and the setup and the telling and not showing and the fucking reading I had to do, like rewinding and okay, that's what they said. All right, let's keep going. Like all the shit that I had to do just to keep up with this plot, and in the end still kind of feel unsatisfied with it all. Like, all right, is there more? No, I gotta wait. Yeah. So yeah, for me it was mid, but hey, that's just me. These are my thoughts on JJK season 3. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, Savvy Mike, and this Savvy Reviews. Peace.